Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. This is a Posh at Work presentation of legal insights on important issues surrounding sexual harassment and related matters. Posh at Work is a boutique firm which assists organizations across sectors in complying with the law against sexual harassment at workplace and related matters pan-India. My name is Sanya Talwar. The judgment I will be discussing with you today is Vineet Shamil K versus Air India Charters Limited and others by Kerala High Court, passed on September 4, 2019. In a nutshell, the Kerala High Court held that a holding company cannot conduct an inquiry into an allegation of sexual harassment when their subsidiary has already conducted a detailed inquiry as per the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013. Before we discuss these aspects, let's look at the facts in this case. The petitioner in this case is Vineet Shamil K. He was working as an employee of Air India Charters Limited. Another employee of Air India Charters Limited filed a complaint alleging sexual harassment by the petitioner. Air India Charters Limited is therefore the employer in this case. Petitioner submitted its reply. The Internal Complaints Committee of Air India Charters Limited conducted a detailed inquiry into the matter and an inquiry report was submitted. As per Section 4 of the law, all employers having 10 or more employees have to constitute an internal committee which is supposed to inquire into complaints of sexual harassment as per Section 11 of the Act. As per Section 13, these committees have to submit an inquiry report with its recommendations to the employer so that employer can take actions accordingly. The inquiry report cleared petitioner from the charges based on examination of witnesses and CCTV footage evidence. It recommended that appropriate action by issuing warning letters be taken against two witnesses who had not witnessed the incident but had given false evidence to favor the complainant. There was a further recommendation to take disciplinary action against the complainant to avoid repetition of such incidents. After this, Air India Limited directed that a fresh inquiry can be conducted. A notice was issued to petitioner to be present before Air India Limited's internal committee. Petitioner submitted his reply stating that since inquiry had already concluded, this notice was completely unjustified. Here, please note that Air India Limited is the holding company of Air India Charters Limited. Vineet reached out to the Kerala High Court asking it to quash the direction issued by Air India Limited, requiring him to be present at the proceedings of the internal committee of Air India Limited. The question before Kerala High Court was whether the conduct of further inquiry by Air India Limited's internal committee is justified. In court, Air India Limited argued that the reason why Air India Limited's internal committee had called for fresh inquiry is because the complainant had filed a separate writ petition stating that the higher officials of Air India Charters Limited were not serious about her complaint. The chairperson of that committee had taken steps to see that the respondent was cleared of all charges, that she and her witnesses were threatened, harassed and humiliated, was not permitted to conduct her case in a befitting manner, due to which she approached the National Commission for Women. National Commission for Women directed Air India Limited to take action on the basis of her complaint. Accordingly, Air India Limited's committee for the Western region was set up by Air India Limited and notice was issued to Vineet to appear for the hearing. In view of the biased attitude of Air India Charters Limited's committee, the action of Air India Limited's committee was just and proper. Air India Charters Limited argued that they had looked at the complaints raised, the reply, as well as the statements of witnesses and found that the complaint was raised without factual basis. Their committee had considered not only the statements of the complainant, Vineet, and witnesses, but had also examined the CCTV footages and had come to the definite conclusion that no sexual harassment as alleged had taken place. An FIR had also been registered and that is under investigation by police. Given that they had a committee which had already considered the issue, the National Commission for Women did not have any power to direct Air India Limited to constitute a separate committee to consider the complaint. The Kerala High Court held that A. It is not in dispute that the employees in question are employed by Air India Charters Limited and that Air India Limited is not the employer of either the complainant or Vineet. B. It is apparent that when a sexual harassment complaint was raised, it was placed before the internal committee of Air India Charters Limited and that a full-fledged inquiry was conducted and a report was made. Air India Charters Limited is a corporate body and a separate legal entity from Air India Limited. The court said that I fail to see how a holding company, which is a separate legal entity, could have directed the conduct of an inquiry by its own internal committee. It said that the action taken by the holding company to conduct a further inquiry through its own internal committee is completely without jurisdiction. Thus, the court granted the writ petition and directed the implementation of Air India Charters Committee's inquiry report. In our view, this is a very important judgment from a compliance point of view. Because in our experience, we have seen that many companies, especially if these are companies within a group or conglomerate, tend to, for example, use an anti-sexual harassment policy which is made by the holding company or parent company only. Secondly, they tend to have a common committee for all companies. They have employees of one entity that act as committee members of the other entity and also conduct inquiries. Also assume that their compliance requirements are taken care of if the holding or parent company has complied. This is not legally valid. In fact, there is a very common principle under corporate law substantiated by a really old 1897 English judgment, Solomon vs. Solomon and Company Limited, which gave effect to the concept of separate legal entity. What this meant is that each entity is separate, unique, and has its own legal existence. When the Kerala High Court in the current judgment has held that each entity is separate and the committee of one entity cannot inquire into complaints filed by employees of another entity, it in a way has gone back to the principle laid down by Solomon vs. Solomon. In this context, we must also note that in case government or other authorities asks for compliance-related records, having common committees between all companies in a group, etc., could be considered as non-compliance, and penalties may also be levied. If you found this information helpful, please like our video and subscribe to our channel for regular updates. In case you have any queries about the law or our services or want any assistance, please visit our official website www.poshatwork.com or contact us. All links and other details are provided in the description below.